So I want to share my salvation story with you guys. So ever since I was a kid, I've always known God, but I didn't have a relationship with him. So I wasn't familiar with his voice or how he spoke to me, but I was aware of his presence, and I always have craved more. But as time went on or whatever, I went my own way, in teenage years and everything. I went to church on and off. My mom passed on February 23rd, 2012. And that brought me to my knees. And I remember a friend dropping me off at the hospital because they drove me down. I was at school. And as I was getting out the car, I hopped out the car while the car was still rolling and ran through the metal detectors. And they wanted me to take my stuff off. And I'm like, okay. So I took everything off. And immediately as I walked through the door, there was a gentleman there. And he was like, who are you here for? I feel like he saw the franticness in me and just like my urgency. And when I told him who I was here for, he immediately had this downcast, sad look on his face. So I immediately thought to myself, I don't know what's wrong with him. So, as I turned the corner and then I went into this room, and I know what this room means because I've had relatives to pass in a hospital setting before. It didn't quite dawn on me because I felt like I was trying to think more positive than anything about everything. And so as I walked in the room, I immediately just fell to my knees and I just started like crying. It was my uncle that was there, who was a pastor. And as I rose up off my knees, I said, I need you to pray for me. And I just fell into his arms and he started praying for me. Because it was in that moment I recognized that I need God. This is a lot. This was unexpected. It was in that moment that I decided that I need God more than anything, because the person that I ran to for, the answers, my covering, that she was no longer here. So fast forward, I decided to take a leap of faith and I started going back to church like regularly. And I decided that I was just going to give God my all because I felt like it was a wake-up call for me. It was a wake-up call to return back to him. It was a wake-up call to just show me, because it exposed me in so many ways that it made me very vulnerable. And in the exposing of my pain and my vulnerability, I recognized I need something beside myself and besides the things in this world to fill me. I need something that is beyond me. And I chose to rededicate my life back to the Lord. And as I rededicated my life back to the Lord, I did not know what that looked like. I did not know what that consisted of. After I rededicated my life, I said, Lord, I don't know what this looks like, because I've never developed a real relationship with you. I don't even know what it means to have a relationship with you. I don't even know what that looks like. I don't even know your voice like that. But Lord, I'm going to choose you. I choose you because I don't know what to do, and I need to feel some meaning in my life. And I need to see myself beyond the pain that I feel. And I need to see the purpose that you have for my life. I need to see you in my life. I need to hear your voice. As I rededicate my life and just told God, I'm going to give you everything, withholding nothing. Nothing is off limits. You can have every area of my life. I give you every relationship. I give you every hidden thing that is within me. I give you my entire life. Nothing is off limits. Help me. And when I made the decision to give God my all, it was one of the best decisions I could have ever made in my life. I began to have an experience with God. It was like my yes and my surrender took on a whole different meaning because I chose God in that moment. And I just want you guys to just experience what I felt like. I felt God's love. I felt his comfort. I felt that he loved me. I felt that he cared for me. I felt that he met me where I was. It was just a different kind of feeling. And it was nothing nobody had taught me. It was nothing I had learned from anyone. It was simply a one-on-one connection with God. And it was the best decision I ever made. And I've been walking with God since 2012. And it has been one of the best decisions that I ever made. It fills me with so much joy. I could see him in my pain. I could see him beyond my pain. I have a closeness like with God that I've always desired, I've always wanted. And I just want you guys to experience that as well, to know that if God could take little me who was out here living her best life, backsliding, clubbing, drinking, smoking weed, I was just moving at the own beat of my drum. But when I chose to just live a surrender life for God, it was the very best thing that I could have done. And in that moment, as I received salvation, it was a magnificent moment. But also I had to go through the breaking of the mindset, the developmental process. That's what I can say, the developmental process, and just get those worldly mindsets, those worldly like outlook on life out of me, so that I could see myself as God see me, so that I could love myself properly, so that I could be everything that God has created me to be when he formed me in my mother's womb. I just say stay the course and continue to trust God, because God really changed me, and I am so glad that I chose him, and I will continue to choose him. And just know there is no pain that he can't heal. There is no void that he can't fill. And there is no comfort that he can't give you, because he gives you all the comfort. I am a living testimony of it, because God is real. And he just brings me so much comfort beyond what the world has to offer. And I just want you guys to just know and trust God, because he loves you so much.